this is Dave Mason. I'm the author of the Age of Prophecy series, and this is the first video in what is going to be actually a 57 video series. The number just is shocking to me even to say. I've never done a series this long, but a 57 video series from Passover to Shavuot over a period that we call Sfirat HaOmer. So why is it going to be 57 videos? Because it's a 49-day process. We're going to have one video talking about each specific day. It's going to be released on a daily basis, but also 7 weeks. And I'm going to have a video talking about the energy of each particular week. And then this video as an introduction, that makes 57. So what exactly is Sfirat HaOmer? Well, let me start off with a quick story here. So years ago, I was living in the Golan Heights, and I was teaching this group of students at a machina up there. Machina is a kind of a school that people go to between high school and army. So I had a group of guys who grew up going to Jewish day schools in America, who wanted to make Aliyah, move to Israel and go into the army, and decided to spend a year or two studying, learning Torah, and kind of preparing themselves to be going into the army. They were learning Hebrew, they were doing all kinds of different drills when they were there. And we get to this period right after Passover, and I come into class to teach, and I start talking about Sfirat HaOmer, and I start using words like Chesed and Gevora, and these guys are looking at me with these blank stares. And at a certain point, this one guy, Menachem, raises his hands and says, we haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about. And then it was my turn to be confused, because I figured these guys all grew up with solid Jewish educations. They would know about these things. And I said, well, you've heard of the Omer, right? And it's like, yeah, we count the Omer. We know about that. It's like, well, but if you've never heard words like Chesed and Gevora and Sfirot, then what do you think the Omer is about? And they said, well, isn't it the period when Rabbi Akiva's students died? And so we count this period, and it's this mourning period that we have. And to me, it was a real eye-opener. It's a real eye-opener that showed me that the way they'd been learning about Sfirat HaOmer, this period from Passover to Shavuot, when we count these 49 interim days, that was completely different than the way I had learned it. And that they had referred to something that happened about 1,500 years after the giving of the Torah, that happened during Roman times, after the temple's destruction, at a real time of sadness. And so we do treat this period of the Omer as a period of mourning. That's not what I'm talking about at all. Because the real essence of Sfirat HaOmer, in my mind, is this period when we left Egypt. And this is what I started telling these students in the Machina. We left Egypt and we were rescued from slavery, but we were really still, on the inside, still very much slaves. Still people who looked at ourselves as being at a fairly low level, and we were pulled out of Egypt. But as we keep seeing, like, this group that left kind of wanted to go back and kind of felt, they didn't like slavery, but they were really, really scared about everything that was going to go on ahead in the weeks and the years that followed. And they're still terrified of the Egyptians. We're still very much in the slave mentality. And yet, 50 days later, they're already at Mount Sinai, set to receive the Torah. They've gone from this incredibly low level to a much, much higher level. And so Sfirat HaOmer is this period of counting these steps, these increments that they took from this first step, when they were really leaving Egypt as very much still slaves, to getting to Mount Sinai, ready to have the greatest revelation in the history of mankind. And this was it's a period of self-improvement that we go through every year. And each of these 7 weeks that we go through has a kind of overarching energy to that week. That's why we're going to have a weekly video talking about that week's overarching energy. And then within each week, each of those days has a kind of a sub-energy within that. So the first week is what we call the week of Chesed, which I'll describe in the next video. And then the first day of the week of Chesed is Chesed Sheba Chesed. It's the Chesed within the Chesed, which I'll talk about in the first daily video. And then the second daily video is going to be talking about, well, that next step. We're still in the week of Chesed. And then we're going to talk about Gevora Sheba Chesed, the Gevora within the Chesed. These might sound like completely alien concepts right now, but I assure you, as each video comes out, these will be incredibly clear concepts. You'll understand what they are and how to apply them to your life, so that you too can tap into the energy of each day, because it really is, there's an energy of personal growth each day during the Sfirat HaOmer, and you're going to be able to tap into that specific energy and to look at yourself and say, wow, how can I best make use of this incredible energy that is present in this day, so I can also go through this transformation that the ancient Israelites had done, of taking myself from this point of basic freedom, which we have as soon as Passover begins, to a heightened level that we're really ready to receive this gift of revelation, which we receive on Shavuot 7 weeks later. So this is going to be an incredible journey. I'm really excited for it, and I'm excited that you're going to be joining me. Take care.